Taylor Swift get booed?
They were like, oh, how can we hurt Travis Kelce's ego?
I'm just like, didn't she sell out that stadium twice? You be the friend to them that you would want somebody to be to you.
Yeah, I love that.
For sure, the drunkest person on the planet right now is in Philadelphia. And I was like, absolutely.
Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
Happy whatever day of the week it is you're listening to this.
Yes. I have a question for you right off the top.
What?
Do you know how you're wearing a bar sweatshirt right now?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what the park sweatshirts are?
Yes, I have one. Park A with an E.
Yeah, what is that someone's name? And like, is it a competitor? Like, what's the T on that?
So it's a girl's last name. I'm drawing a blank on her first name. Parke. What? Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea Park. It's her last name. And I don't think it's a competitor because she sells like denim and like it's more of like a true clothing line, which I know the bar is on its way to be, I guess. It is. The bar has leggings and I guess they probably are competitors. Yeah.
Is it like Annie? Is it Annie Bing?
Anine Bing?
Yeah. Is it like her kind of like that, like a clothing brand, but she uses her name as the style?
Well, I think Anine Bing is like, yeah, probably what like Park aspires to be, because like Anine Bing now has like those stores in Soho and in West Village, but I don't know if Park has any brick and mortars. But I would say, I think it's actually a really good question. I think that they're all, okay, objectively speaking, I think Anine Bing is like the nicest, most established. I think Park is like new, totally on the grid and like really on the map, and they make denim suits, but they also have like really swag sweatsuits and things. And then I think the bar is starting to drop more product lines now that Bridget like fully owns it. Okay. So I think they're all like on their way.
Oh, well, Annie Bing, I'm dead. I have a follow-up question to this. So you know how like, at least for me, I would think, because I didn't know what Park meant, but when I saw Park, I immediately thought the bar, and I was like, oh, are they copying them? Are they competitors? Like, do you think they have a right to be angry with bar since they copy their style, or do you think it's just a free-for-all?
Okay, it's funny. I didn't think they looked similar at all.
Interesting.
I know, like you saying this is like, because I think the reason is the Park one has their like staple is that thicker top, like it's like a collar.
Oh.
And I don't know that it's outlined, is it? Like I literally have it in the neck. It's not outlined. Yeah.
So the reason why I ask is because I feel like lately on social media, I've seen so many TikToks of influencers and brands and smaller brands getting angry at larger brands being like, you copied me, you stole my idea. And I understand people's frustration, but I also feel like we are in a world where so many things have been done where it's almost impossible to come up with anything new. And also, I think subconsciously we just see things and we don't recognize it and make it into our own. But I wanted to know your thoughts, because I've seen like people getting so heated about people copying them, and it's like annoying me.
Yeah, I think like I just got served a new sweatshirt today called Gold Hour? Oh. Gold something. But it was basically looked like the bar. Like they are all, here's where I think it gets confusing though. Like I agree, I don't think everybody's out there copying everybody. I just don't assume that for some reason.
I don't either. Like I don't know. It was the weirdest thing today. All of a sudden I saw a TikTok of these two influencers arguing because they thought that they copied each other, and then I swear my whole For You page was. But it's like, I'm sorry, we are in this just like time in our world where everything is at everyone's fingertips. Like, okay, no, I'm not gonna. I was like, I can't. No, I was gonna get into an example, but then I was like, I don't know if it's worth it.
I would actually love to hear the example, and I know the listener would too. Right after you tell us about your monster, can you please tell us the example, please?
Okay.
Please?
Yes, I need to get a sip in before I keep talking, because I actually am quite thirsty because I train Subway and walk a mile to get here.
Yeah, re-energize yourself to tell us this story, please. What flavor do we have?
I'm drinking the Ultra Blue Hawaiian Monster, their newest one. And last week was the first time I tried it. And we got so many DMs from people being like, oh my gosh, I tried it. It tastes so good. Because it tastes like pineapple orange. And I had a lot of people confirming that they agree with me. It does taste like a pineapple orange juice.
Oh, yum. That sounds so refreshing and good.
It is really good. Also, I feel like, per usual, it matches the sweatshirt, matches the lip gloss. I'm just blue today.
Yeah, you're the whole entire vibe. I'm glad people were DMing you, telling you that matches what you thought. Your taste buds are on par.
And if you like pineapple orange, try it, because I know it can be deceiving because it's a blue can and you think maybe blue raspberry, but it's not blue raspberry, I promise. It's delicious. I also feel like since it's like a pineapple orangey flavor, I want to drink it earlier in the day because it reminds me of like tropical flavors.
That's actually a really good point. Do you feel energized now to give us your example?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple. Actually, let me give you a couple different examples because this is me seeing exactly what I've seen from the internet. Okay, so the first example was I saw this influencer getting mad at another influencer because they thought that they copied them. And the idea was this girl, her name's Brooke something. Brooke Wyatt, maybe? I don't know exactly what her name is. It was between Brooke Wyatt.
Yes, Brooke Wyatt. We're getting a nod, yes.
Okay, so it was Brooke Wyatt and is it Brian or Bran? Bran. So Brooke came out and was like, I'm having a dinner and I'm going to invite all my followers. And I was like, that's such a cute idea. Good for you. Apparently, Bran made a video. I didn't see the video because he took it down, but he made a video just like coming at her being like, thanks for the tag. This is my idea, XYZ, because apparently he hosts a lot of dinners where he invites his followers, which I think is like such a cool idea. But I was like, in what world do you think that you came up with the concept of having a dinner and inviting your followers to it? Nor do you think you can trademark that? Like, that was wild to me.
Uh-huh.
But he got so mad at her, and then they had an offline conversation and he came forward and he apologized. His apology was actually very nice. Like, he was like, I was in the wrong. I was heated, XYZ. Like, deleted his video, which I wish he wouldn't have because I really wanted to see it. But totally acknowledged that he was in the wrong. But that was one example. And I thought that was crazy. I was like, whoa, this is saying you invented brand deals, or brand trips. I was like, whoa. Another one was Eli Rallo. I also didn't see this video because she took it down. I'm like, I take videos down all the time, so I can't really talk. But I'm like, I want to see the evidence. But she made a video about a very, very broad trend about New Girl. And apparently another girl made that same video about a New Girl episode a while back that blew up. And everyone was like, Eli, you copied her. You're stealing ideas from another creator. And Eli's like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. And I also was just like, how can you say that she's stealing an idea when it's about a TV show the whole world has seen and she's just talking about one of their most popular episodes? I just thought it was wild. And then, oh, sorry, if you have a comment. I was like, I have one more, video I've seen.
No, I want to hear the next one. I thought you were, what's interesting to me so far is you're talking about IP. You're not talking about sweatshirts. So it's I'm far more fascinated than I thought I would be because it's content ideas are being stolen. Okay, keep going.
So then this next one though, this is more of a fashion thing. So Tory Burch came out with this purse that's kind of like a cool looking rectangle. It's kind of long and veers out. It has some mesh in it and it kind of has indents. It's really pretty. But this brand came out and was like, Tory Burch, how dare you steal up the purse we've been designing for 8 years, XYZ. The purse looks nothing alike besides the shape. And I was just like, so you're going to sit here and tell me that everyone who makes a carry-on copied everyone or a backpack? I'm like, the only similarity is the shape, which is a rectangle. People are just reaching. It was blowing my mind.
You didn't think they weren't an exact dupe.
No, the Tory Burch one, we can put it up on screen and I'll show you. But her purse was just a simple very simple black purse. Tory Burch had, like I said, the indents. It was more mesh. I think it had gold designs on it. And I was like, I was just like, what?
Oh, that's funny. So, and whose side are people taking on that situation?
It's so hard. Like, it's so hard because I feel like the comments are so split because you have like the rational people who are like, okay, come on. Like, this is literally like people are like, my mom had a purse like this in the 60s. Like, you did not invent this shape. Or people being like, how dare you say that you invented dinners where you invite your followers. But then you also have the people who love beef and who are like, she's the worst, Tory Burch sucks, this or that. So it's like, it's so divided because the internet's a crazy place. Bless you.
Thank you. That is wild. The most fascinating one that I'd like to talk about is this inviting everyone to dinner situation, because two things. Like, one, I've actually never seen somebody do that. So that to me does seem like a new idea. Maybe people do it a lot. But the other thing is, I think it's really cool that they talked offline, because I think that what we're seeing with this new influencer age beefing online is people don't ever talk offline. And I think so much could be solved that way.
But it's like, why couldn't they have talked offline first? Like, they're mutuals. Like, they know each other. That'd be like me. Okay, not me and you, because we're friends. But like, I'm trying to think of a girl that I've like met before and like had her phone number and I probably have hung out in a group setting. But he even addressed it. He's like, yeah, Brooke and I have talked and like hung out and this or that, we're mutuals. And I'm like, why did you have to like make a hate video towards her? Because then he has to make a comment being like, stop sending Brooke hate comments. And it's like, well, you started it.
Yeah, you have to assume people are going to go say something if you make that kind of a video.
Yeah. And I mean, like, maybe he did come up with the idea, but it's just such a very, very generic idea of like, you went to dinner and you invited followers and now you're saying someone copied you. When in reality, it's like, even if you did come up with that idea, like, you should be happy other people are implementing it because it's like a really cool idea that's like positive that people are wanting to recreate.
Also, exactly. And also, like, nobody doesn't come to your dinner because she started doing her dinner.
Yeah. That'd be like me saying no one can make a get ready with me video because Alex Earl like coined the get ready with me video, even though she didn't come up with it, nor did anyone on the internet because we've been getting ready for years. But since she has the most popular videos for getting ready, like, no one else can do them.
Yeah, like, everyone can eat, you know, like, there's a lot of things can go around. And I really find that very fascinating. Those were very good examples.
Yeah, I feel like I've been getting served so many. It was just like back-to-back videos, and I was like, whoa. Like, I was so happy that Bran and Brooke like hashed it out. And then his apology video, like I said, I was like stunned by how nice it was and how much he took responsibility for his actions. But it's just like, let's think about how this just started. Like, it's wild.
I do think the internet's it's a tough place because there was a chance he wasn't going to own his actions. Like, I haven't seen any of this. And then there's a chance that it just like stays divided. And listen, when you put things out on the internet, not everyone thinks the same. So like, half the people would have sided with him, half would have sided with her. Like, it could have been really messy. So it's really nice that they solved it and they were both like big people about it.
Yeah. I just think with like content, sometimes we have to put our egos aside and realize like we didn't come up with this idea or that someone's didn't actually see our video. Like, it's different with IP, like, because this is where it stemmed from. As I also saw videos where a lot of people were like, Park copied Bar, and that's why I was asking you, because I was like, in the fashion world, like, is that copying? Because Bar is a brand and Park's the last name. But in the content world, I know it can be frustrating, but it's like, you got to put your ego aside, and because like someone maybe never even saw you make this video, and you probably didn't create this idea because there's a million people making content every single day.
You guys know Jordyn and I cannot stop raving about our Skims because they have completely taken over our top drawer. The fabrics are so incredibly soft. They're stretchy yet supportive, and they keep you comfortable and confident all day long. You know how when you walk in the door, the first thing you want to do is take off your bra because it's so uncomfortable? That stops with Skims because you can't even remember sometimes that you're wearing one until you look in the mirror and you see, oh my gosh, everything is so supportive, but yet you're so comfy. So Jordyn's the one that got me onto Skims, as you guys remember, and we both have the Fits Everybody Scoop bralette, the Fits Everybody Triangle bralette, and the Fits Everybody Thong. These are our most recent products that we got, and you guys, we are obsessed with them. Jada, which one's your favorite?
I love their underwear. I call them my airport underwear because they're the only type of underwear I can wear on a plane that doesn't give me like a wedgie or like scrunch up. Like I can wear their underwear to bed. It's like I'm not wearing anything.
I know. It's like too good to be true. So you guys shop Skims Best Intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com and Skims New York flagship on 5th Avenue. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our podcast in the drop-down menu that follows. Check out Skims Best Intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at www.skims.com/mean girl. That's www.skims.com/mean girl.
Okay, should we get into our roses and thorns?
Yeah, you want to do your thorn?
Yes. So well, I don't really know which one's a rose and which one's a thorn, but I guess I can kind of make it a thorn. So I moved this weekend. I'm still kind of in the process of moving, and my thorn was that Pete got really sick. He still is really sick, so we had to move while sick, which just sucked. Like my nails, Alex, like you probably can't see from this far away, but they're all chipped. Like I'm already gonna have to get my nails done next week. Not a fan. I don't know why. Every time I move, I'm like, why am I moving? Moving is so hard.
Oh, it's truly awful. So you had to move by yourself, basically.
Yeah, well, Pete did so much. I felt bad. Like at the end of the day, he was so wiped. Like I was like, this poor kid. But what was funny is, and he's gonna get mad at me for saying this because he was like, don't talk about this. But I told him, I'm like, this is just what every girl thinks. It's not a you thing. It's an every girl thing. But like how boys get sick versus how girls get sick. Like,
wait, what are you going to say about it?
Like the world ends when a boy is sick, but when a girl is sick, life still goes on. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if Harrison's like that when he's sick.
No. Okay. So I saw this video that is in line with what you're saying, which is like when the mom is sick, the household still has to keep going. But when the dad is sick, like mom just like takes the kids away. So I do think most people think like you. The few times I've seen, like Harrison was really sick when I had Tate and like I didn't even know it until like 2 days after. And then he just like fell in the bed and he's like, I have like been so sick. But I'm not really a world ender when I'm sick either. Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Yeah. So that was my thorn, was just like moving, and I felt so bad because Pete was sick. My nails are chipped. But by next time when we meet, our apartment will be fully moved and organized and everything will be good.
Hell yeah. And do you have a rose?
I guess my rose would be that we're done, like with the big stuff for moving. Mm-hmm. My life is just like, my personality is truly moving until I'm fully moved, as you know.
Right. Yes, I remember this. I do remember it. Yep. And it's fine. You're just going to power through, and then next week you'll be done.
Yes. I also will say too, for some reason, my Amazon isn't working. It's like the address didn't switch over. So I ordered like all this stuff for the apartment, and it just, nothing came. And it was like, problem occurred, shipping issue, and that's frustrating. So that's also a thorn.
Oh, that is a thorn. There's nothing worse when Amazon doesn't work because there's so much you want to Amazon. We get our Amazon here. Like there's a fulfillment center in Austin. And so a lot of times I can order something and get it delivered by like 6 that day.
Are you serious?
Isn't that great?
Oh my God, we're so spoiled. Like, what did we do before Amazon?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's a verb. Like I'll just Amazon it.
Right? And like in New
what?
York, it's like, in Minnesota, I could drive and go to Target and get all the stuff that I needed. But like in New York, you can't really go anywhere to get all these things because one, you can't walk with that many things, and two, the stores just don't have basic things.
They really don't. They're like, those CVS's are even like less stocked than usual. They're not CVS's. They're Duane Reade's.
And if you do, like I went and got dish soap. It was like $8. I'm like, for dish soap, I could get this off Amazon for $3.99.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Everything in New York is just expensive, though.
I know. But yeah, so those are kind of my boring roses and thorns. I guess the copying topic was more exciting.
That's kind of your like rose.
Yeah.
It's not really a rose, but kind of. Okay.
What's
I like
yours?
it. Okay, my thorn is I lost my AirPods, and I lost a single AirPod.
Even worse.
And even worse. So what I wanted to ask you was, did you know that you can just go to Apple and buy one single AirPod now to be replaced?
Wait, but how do you... Would it not be synced with the other one, though?
They like unsync it, and then they can give you a replacement AirPod because so many people lost just one AirPod.
How much is it for just one AirPod?
I think it's... I don't know. I found this out after I ordered a whole new AirPod. How much is one
I would guess
AirPod?
$50?
On Amazon, $70.
Okay.
So $70, which is better than the $250. But so here's my question to you: would you rather have the AirPods, or would you rather have the AirPods where you can walk away from your phone, and be like separated from it, but there's a chance you like lose one AirPod or you drop the case and like one bounces out? Or would you rather have the OG wireless headphones, but you have to have, or the wired headphones, but you have to have your phone near you?
Listen, I'm cordless all the way. Yesterday, I was vacuuming with a cord vacuum, and I was like, how did we do this? How do we use a cord? We have to unplug it and plug it into every room. I'm like, I can't.
I'm looking at, I have a corded vacuum, and Harrison wants to lose his mind on me. The cordless it's honestly great.
I also feel like too, I just am like move so much that whenever I have the cord, it gets stuck on like the top of a chair or a door handle, and all of a sudden the headphones rip out of your ear. Mm-hmm. So I'm cord. What about you? I'm cordless. What are you?
Ultimately I'm cordless. But I do think it really wasn't that bad having to have the cords, and I never lost my headphones or anything. And every time I drop this AirPod case, it opens up and one bounces out.
I mean, they really do need better technology about, or packaging about if you drop an AirPod case, it doesn't break open and like shoot out at every different direction.
And have you seen that the new AirPods coming out, if you don't hear very well, they're also going to help with noise coming in to amplify it, which I think is a really good idea, except for if I'm talking to you and you have your AirPods in, I do perceive it as rude.
Yeah, that would be... I would get confused. I'd be like, is this person talking to me, or are they on the phone?
Yeah, like I don't perceive it as like rude. I don't think they're like fully listening. Like you do take an AirPod out when you see somebody on the street, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you leave them in because maybe you're like you can't hear super well, I do think you have to be like, I have the headphones in that are amplifying the noise.
Would you ever get over-the-ear headphones, like Max's?
Yeah, I would. I used to have them. I found that the AirPods were just as good and they were smaller. So I just, like, Harrison travels with both. He puts his Maxes on when he's on the plane, but yeah, just like carrying wise, I didn't notice a difference. I
love the over-the-ear for noise cancellation on a plane, but I don't remember if you and I talked about this or if this was a conversation I had with my mom. But the AirPod Maxes, after about an hour of wearing them, are super uncomfortable and they give me a headache.
And they make your ear go numb.
Oh yeah, did we have this conversation?
No, but they make that's a random. I actually don't think we talked about this, but that is my observation from them.
Yeah, because when I walk, I'll keep them on. They're just like, I prefer to walk with my Maxes because they kind of work as earmuffs too. And the top right here, I get a really bad headache from the top part. And then also too, sometimes on like the top of my ear, it's almost like they're pinching it. And I'm like, how do they not have a better technology? Like, I know Sony Clouds or whatever are supposed to be super comfortable, but I'm like, how does Apple not have like the comfiest headphones?
Yeah, they're so good at so many things it is like a bit ironic.
Yeah. It was just, yeah. So like, I would say like I prefer over the head because like you can't drop and break them, but AirPod Maxes are the most comfortable to wear like all day.
They're truly so comfortable, and they're truly a great idea. To be able to leave your phone on your desk and walk around like is a really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine walking around with cords, especially like if you having like a baby and this like tape would get like wrapped up in the cords and like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's so I guess AirPods are the best case scenario. It's just they are tough to keep track of.
Yeah. What's your rose? I'm losing my brain.
Well, I also have two thorns.
Oh, what's your other thorn?
For us. But my thorn was, and I know that Super Bowl's over and it's a thing of the past, but I watched the Super Bowl in Canada, And guess what they don't have there?
The TV channel that plays it?
They have the TV channel that plays it. They don't have the same commercials.
What?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? Cozy Earth elevates love's little moments. And February is the month of love. Even though Valentine's Day is over, February is still speaking the language of love. And Cozy Earth is the best way to do that, you guys. Cozy Earth has changed Jordyn and I's lives. I'm telling you, these sheets are unbelievable. The pajamas are so soft. You guys know I packed them in my hospital bag, and the sweatsuits are unbelievable. Let's talk about a gift for us, which is the Cozy Earth bamboo sheet set. These sets are redefining what it means to relax together. Imagine the softest, smoothest bedding, like sleeping on a gentle cloud. They make every night feel like a mini getaway right in your own bed. For her, get her the bamboo pajama set. It's life-changing. I have it in the light pink. It's silky yet breathable. It is the best kind of pajama. And for him, the Cozy Earth Men's Collection, your go-to for your man. They have pajamas, polos, joggers, hats, and so much more. Cozy Earth's goal is to help you turn your home into a sanctuary. Think temperature regulation so everybody feels good, enhanced fabric, superior softness, and responsible production. Also, you guys, their durability and commitment to quality is the best ever because their products have a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. That's how much Cozy Earth believes in what they sell. Surprise your love with Cozy Earth. Get up to 40% off at cozyearth.com/mean. That's cozyearth.com/MEAN. And don't forget, if you're asking a post-purchase survey, let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the Mean Girl Pod.
So I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I know. To my defense, I was moving. So like Pete was sitting in and he had it on in the background, but like, you know, when you move, you're just in like go mode where you're like, I have to organize and move everything. Like I just couldn't sit down. But I did see a lot of commercials on TikTok, and I really liked the Ultra commercial where they played pickleball for Ultras.
Oh, I didn't see one of them. Okay, I should look that one up. I heard there was some good pickleball commercials.
You should look that one up. I laughed out loud. I was like, this is actually really entertaining.
Oh, did you really? Okay, all right. I'll watch that one.
And then I thought like the Poppy one with Noah Beck and Alex Earl was funny just because like I know, and Jake Shane, like because I'm like I know these people, not personally, but like I watch them every day, so I was like that's kind of funny and cool.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think. I know Alex Earl's Carl's Jr. commercial. I heard Nike had a really good commercial for women's sports, but I didn't see it.
I saw people reposting that, but I was on the plane when I was seeing that, so I never watched it. It was something like if you want it, or like don't be too confident, be confident. Like it was something like that.
Yeah, but I didn't see too many, and I was really bummed because I do like watching the Super Bowl for the fact of the commercials. But why don't you guys get the commercials?
You pay for just to view to Americans. So like we were talking about it on Saturday, and I was like, I'm so excited because we went to a Super Bowl party, and I was like, I'm so excited for the commercials. And everyone started laughing, and they're like, we only get like 10-20% of the commercials here. Like we don't get the same commercials. And I was like, oh.
So like did just other commercials come on the TV?
Yeah, they were just like very average commercials, like just like regular, not, every Super Bowl commercial is like a production, and there's something fun. I always during commercials make everybody be quiet, and I'm like totally listening. But for this one, commercial break was like, I mean, the game sucked anyway. So
do Canadians love are they into the Super Bowl?
Yeah, we went to a party, and there was probably 35 people there. Like it was parents and kids, and they were. I think had it have been a better game, I could have got a better gauge. But everyone, like they had a whole spread. Like it felt like we were doing an American football situation.
Were you guys the Eagles or the Chiefs?
Everyone was mainly the Eagles because they just like, they don't. Not that people are sick of the Chiefs, okay? Like go both people. But everyone there was kind of rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I was rooting for the Eagles solely for the fact like it would just be nice to see someone else win. But also I was such an idiot for saying this, but I was like, I'm rooting for the Eagles because Carson Wentz played for the Eagles, and he was from NDSU where I went to college. Little do I know, Carson Wentz now plays for the Chiefs, which was a fun fact.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But, I am an Eagles fan because Carson Wentz started and had like a really good couple of years on the Eagles. Like he killed it and then he got hurt and then he's been hurt forever.
That always actually makes me sad for athletes. I was just gonna ask you, why did Taylor Swift get booed?
I think it's just because Philly fans are like wild individuals and they were like, oh, how can we hurt Travis Kelce's ego? I'm sure that was the only reason why.
I'm just like, didn't she sell out that stadium twice?
People
like
were
not that long ago.
People
like,
were also mad that people were getting mad at Eagles fans for saying they were Swifties. It's like no, they can be Eagles fans and Swifties. Like you don't have to hate Taylor Swift just because she's dating Travis Kelce.
She's like good for football.
Yeah, and like it was just like I think like I said, Philly fans are wild. My friend was in Philly when they won, and she said the street was just crazy. There was fireworks and mosh pits and this or that, and I was like, that'd be kind of a scary place to be.
I saw this meme and it was like, for sure the drunkest person on the planet right now is in Philadelphia. And I was like, absolutely.
Wait, so I have a question about Canada, but do you have a rose?
Oh, well, we started our nanny share, like our real one this week. And that's definitely my rose. It's really fun walking back and forth between the houses. It kind of like makes it feel like build an army type vibes. And so it's been really nice walking back and forth, like dropping Tate off at our neighbor's house, or this morning, like they dropped their baby off here. So that's my rose.
Is it just the two babies?
Yeah, just the two.
And do you alternate by week whose house the babies go to, or is it day?
It's day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're here. And then Tuesday, Thursday, they're there. And it's really nice. Like today they're here and it's so cute to see them. But then like tomorrow, it's nice because like we have the whole house to like get stuff done.
Honestly, nanny share is such a good idea because like why not kill two birds with one stone? And I can't assume, but I would assume maybe it's more affordable if you share a nanny. I don't know.
It is. It definitely is. It for sure is.
And also, too, I think it's so great that kids, like, I think some people forget how important it is for kids to be around other kids, like, just from, like, a germ and, like, a socialization standpoint, even being at that age.
Yeah, and just even knowing, like, there's other people here that need attention. Like, I think it's really, really, really good for them. Like, I just went and picked her up for a second before this, and I held her for 5 minutes, and, like, she couldn't stop smiling. Like, they play and they read books, and so it's really nice.
You guys, Alex didn't know what a Gerber baby was.
I had never, like, do people know?
Yeah, I think so. Because, I mean, at least in Minnesota, we all knew we would just, like, use that term, like, oh, it's like a Gerber baby if the baby's super cute. And yesterday, I was like, Alex, Tate's a Gerber baby. She could literally be a Gerber baby. And you were like, what?
Like, I've never even heard it once in my life. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know how I haven't.
Did you end up looking it up?
No, is it like a dog show? You know how, like, if you have a really cute dog, your dogs go in the show?
Yeah, kind of. It's like,
no.
If you have a really cute, like, every baby that's been a Gerber baby is the cutest little baby.
The contest gives participants the chance to have their baby featured in Gerber's marketing campaigns and social media posts.
Probably cash
Official
prize.
Rules. Okay, so you submit photo searches. Okay, so they have to be between 1 day and 48 months. 48 months? Are you kidding me? What is that? 4 years old?
I was like, I don't even know.
You create your entry. So you take a photo of the child. You may not have a hired photographer or another person in the child. Every entry must be appropriately clothed.
Okay.
You may not use filters. Sad you have to say that.
This baby's like photoshopped.
Yeah, it's like, that's awful. I want to see some of the winners.
Is there a cash prize? Like, do you get like,
oh my gosh,
did Julie say there's like a college fund or something like that?
Okay, after the grand prize is selected, Jules, is there hold on, they have an Instagram account. I'm just gonna go, wow.
The babies are usually super cute.
Oh my God. The one on there right now is really cute. Okay, wow. That's a whole rabbit hole that I could go down.
Did I ever tell you that I modeled as a child?
No.
I didn't?
No, or maybe you did before I had kids and I was just like, okay, but now, like, what do you mean?
Have you heard of Schwann's ice cream or Schwann's? It's like,
yes.
Okay, I didn't know if they were anywhere but the Midwest.
I've definitely heard of them. Do they have a one wing?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember. All I know is it was like ice
Julie's
cream.
saying yes.
Yeah. I modeled for them. I did a little ice cream commercial and I was on their pamphlet and I had headshots and everything. Yeah.
Do you get paid for that?
Yeah. My mom put it in, or my mom and dad put it in like I think my college fund or my savings account.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have a copy of that?
I don't know if my parents still have the headshots because when they moved, they got rid of so much. But I could ask my mom. I'm sure maybe she has like something or like the pamphlet or it was when I was maybe like 4 or 5, so a very long time ago.
Speaking of that, like let me show you this. So you know how like these are all of our family photos from this last year, and I like wanted to print them out because I know honestly I think the LA fires got me thinking about this, but like everyone was saying, you know, like they lost photos of them, and I'm like now all of Tate's photos of her as a baby, like they're on my phone forever. But there's something about when you go home or like moments like this where having the physical photo in a book, I think is so special.
Oh my God, I could not agree more. I remember I made my first scrapbook when I got back from Australia when I studied abroad there. And even though I never open it or look at it, I like hold that with so much value.
Yeah, like it's different than going in your phone and like searching the date. It's like having the physical photo is like there's like a nostalgic element to it.
Yeah, I know it is nice now that we have like Instagram and TikTok. 'Cause it's like when Tate's 10, you can look back and be like, oh my God, like I have all these videos or pictures of what you actually looked like and how you were acting. Like to me, that's crazy.
The video aspect of it it's unbelievable to be able just to see her like laughing on my phone and just in the blink of an eye is really nice.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Wait, Nanny Share was your rose. I was like, so that was your rose.
Yeah, that's my rose.
Okay, question. Well, why did you go to Canada?
For a wedding.
How was it? You were in Whistler?
Yeah, so I was in Whistler. So you land in Vancouver and then you drive like an hour and a half, 2 hours up to Whistler. And it is truly, I think it's the second prettiest drive I've ever been on. The first one is Pacific Coast Highway from like Carmel down to Orange County, I think is, for me, it's number one. But this is like the second one. It's beautiful. And then the third one is actually Salt Lake City to Jackson Hole, just if anyone was wondering my top 3 drives. But it's beautiful.
Oh, the first one that you said is on my bucket list. I would love that.
It's unbelievable. And at the time when I did it, I had a Jeep and you could take off the top of it. And so I did that, and it took me like 8-9 hours because I was on a girls trip up in Carmel, and then I was going back home when I lived in Orange County, and I just like blasted the music, turned on the heat, and it was like cool outside, rolled down all the windows. Like if I'm ever having a bad day, I just imagine that drive. It is jaw dropping. Like you can't believe this kind of beauty exists in America.
Oh my God, I want to do that so bad. And you said Whistler was just as pretty. Like it was insane.
Yeah, it's just as pretty. It's just like not as like coastal and vibey, but like it's true mountain city water beauty because they have them all. They have a city skyline, they have beautiful coastline, and they have the mountains. So it's really the best of all worlds.
Is it kind of like an Aspen or like a Denver or Breckenridge type of vibe?
It's
Vail?
like it's the weirdest thing. It's like LA meets Aspen meets. That's probably good. LA meets Aspen. Yeah, like if the two of them had a baby.
So is it big?
It's not. It's 2 million people.
Oh.
But they have a true skyline. Did you know that there's more people in the state of California than there is the country of Canada?
Shut up.
So there's not a ton of people there over the whole country. Do you want to win a free Mean Girl Pod sweat set? We want to hear from you. Take our quick survey and share your thoughts on this podcast. It's just 2 short sections and it'll take less than 5 minutes. You'll help us get to know you, our listeners, better and create better content, keeping the topics that matter most to you to keep on coming.
Plus, as a thank you for your time, you'll be entered into a raffle to win Mean Girl Pod sweat set. You guys, they're so freaking cute. You'll love them. So click on the link in the show description to take the survey and be entered for a chance to win.
Okay, do you want to get in our topic?
Yeah. You guys, today we're talking about girl code, which I think is so fun.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want to start with your story or go into what we think are like the biggest girl codes by our definition and kind of what most girls think?
I think we should start with our stories.
Okay, you go first because I don't have much of a story other than the fact that the only story I can really think of is when I wasn't following girl code and I did Madeline dirty by stealing her crush in back in the day, but we already talked about that. So I was breaking girl code.
Okay, so mine is I had my first kiss in 8th grade going into 9th grade, right?
Ooh.
And it was like this boy, and like he was like a cute boy, you know, he was like one of the boys, right? Because there's always like a guy crew. And I'll never forget, at the end of my driveway, like gives me my first kiss, and I was so excited. And I like ran inside to tell one of my friends. She was one of my best friends at the time. And I was like, we'll call him Plant. I was like, Plant, he was like, oh my God, he just kissed me like I had my first kiss. And she was like, I don't know why you're being so dramatic about it. Like, that's not even cool. Like, you need to be cooler about it. Like, act cool. And I think that's breaking girl code according to a lot of the things. It was my first experience of just like truly being, I was like heartbroken. I was like shattered because I wanted her to be so excited for me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, isn't that sad? It's really sad.
That actually makes me sad for like little 8th grade Alex.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. I'll never forget. And then I like laid my head down to go to bed, and I just remember thinking like, I wasn't sad. No part of me thought I should have acted cooler about it. I wished she would have been nicer to me about it.
Had she had her first kiss yet?
No.
That's why. She wasn't celebrating your success because she was jealous.
Exactly. And then I read the list of things on here, and I thought this goes against a lot of them.
Oh, yeah. I think anytime that you make your friend feel small or don't celebrate their success out of your jealousy or out of being jealous totally is breaking girl code.
Do you know my number one girl code rule, though?
What?
So if you tell somebody something in confidence, right? Like something that really bothers you, and then you're either out in public or you're just with that friend and you guys are having like a not a tiff, but like a tiff. And they use that against you in a time of volatility. It's like you don't ever get to use that against me.
They use it as ammo.
Like, it's not ammo. You cannot weaponize that.
Weaponizing your downfalls is not girl code. That's a good one.
Especially if they like confide in you. It's like, no, like, because the moment that somebody does that, it's like, wait, everything's off. Because like you don't get to do that.
That's a really good one. That's not even on the list, but I really love that one because, like, yeah, you were vulnerable with a girlfriend, and now they're using what you told them when you were vulnerable against you. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah, like if you guys are having like a tough conversation or like a little argument, like you don't get to bring up the vulnerabilities. Then it's completely off the table.
Yeah, no, I love that one. I think the ones that we have are pretty good ones that, because I feel like girl code can change a little bit throughout life. Like your girl code becomes more like mature. But I feel like the ones that we have on our list are pretty set that you would follow your whole life.
I agree. There was one that okay, I have the one. Okay, do you want to read them? There was one I don't agree on.
So, never date your friend's exes or crush. That is facts. And I will fully admit, when I was 17 years old, I broke a girl code and lost my best friend over it. But we rekindled and now we're best friends again. But that's why you don't break girl code, because you can literally destroy a friendship over it.
Yeah, and I think you have to ask yourself if it's worth it. Like,
yeah,
the older you get, right? So like if you're 30 and there's a girl that you like really like kind of know socially or something, but a guy you really like, I think you should tell the girl. And B, you have to ask yourself, like, depending on her response, are you willing, like, how much does that friendship mean to you? Because it's breaking girl code. So it might be a deal breaker.
Yeah, like I remember in high school, I think I was a freshman in college. I think I was a freshman in college. And one of my friends in high school started talking to my ex-boyfriend that I dated when I was 15. And I had a new boyfriend at the time, the boyfriend I dated for 5 years. And at that point, like, she asked me about it. She's like, are you okay if I talk to him? And I kind of was like, you're digging your own grave because he's a loser. Like, this was the guy that, like, was just a jerk. So, like, I still, like, we're not friends to this day because we just grew apart. But, like, I was okay by it because it had been like 5 years. I was in a whole new place. I was in college, a happy relationship, and I knew like their thing wouldn't last, and it didn't. But yeah, I remember being like, "Thanks for telling me. I appreciate it." But like, what? Like, I just like didn't care that much.
Right. Yeah, I think that it's situational.
Yeah, but yeah, I was like, "You're digging your own grave there, girl."
You can have them.
Yeah. The next one I put in as like a personal one because I just think it's like funny. It's you never post a bad picture of your friend on Instagram just because you look good.
But it's honestly so true though.
Oh my God. There's nothing more uncomfortable than when you see a picture posted and obviously the girl who posted it looks stunning and the girl next to her, she's like half blinking.
Yeah, she's like snubbed completely. It's like, oh.
Like there's so many times where I take a picture of my friend and if I have a friend who's like, but I look so good, please let me post it and I look horrible, I'll just be like, seriously, it's that important to you to make me look bad because you think you look good? Like crop me out then.
Yeah, just zoom in on yourself. Yeah, it's never worth it.
That's it. That's like, I feel like our generation, new girl code, like our parents didn't really have to deal with that.
No, never. I do agree with that one.
Oh, this one. If you arrive together, you leave together.
So this is the one I don't know if I agree with.
Okay, so this one, I should have put this one in our questionable ones because I agree with it to some extent.
I agree with it also to some extent. I think it's situational. Like if you go out and one's like, listen, I just want to go home. But one's like, I want to stay out. Then I think it's like, let's divide and conquer. Like, I think it's one thing that you and I were always really good at. It's just like if one wants to leave, it's like, go do your thing, like leave.
So I think it's making sure you're taking care of your friend because when I feel like this is not okay is when you go out with one girl and she ditches you for a guy, but just like completely vanishes without telling you and you're all alone and you're like, well, wait, like, how do I get home? Like, that's not okay. But if you go out with multiple friends, I think then it's fair game to leave. Also, if you go out with your friends and you're like, okay, do you have a ride home? Like, I remember I would go out and like, let's say I like met up with a crush. We would make sure my friend got in her Uber and was safely going home before me and the guy would leave. Like, you have to take care of your friend.
I like that wording. Take care of them. Like,
yeah.
Because I think it applies more to like nightlife scenes.
Yeah.
And in that regard, I really agree. If you go like college, if you go with them, you should leave with them, or I agree, you should make sure that they get home safe. Totally agree, especially when it comes to like if you're going to leave or like stay because you met a guy or something, you do have to make sure they're okay. 100% agree.
Yeah, like nothing worse than going out with one girlfriend and them disappearing without like telling you, because that does happen, and you're like, what the frick? And then you call them and they're like, oh my God, I'm actually at XYZ's house right now, and you're like, I'm alone at the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, wait, no one told me that you left. Yeah, I'm with you. I agree with that completely.
If the guy is taken, stay away from them. I love this one. Like if a guy is married or has a girlfriend, you do not flirt with them.
I was thinking about this with this exact one because I was reading this list. I was thinking about Machine Gun Kelly. Did he cheat on, blanking on her name, Megan?
I think he did. Yeah.
That's why they broke up, right? And like she's pregnant.
I can never keep track of. I know that he has cheated on her, but I can never keep track of like if they're on or off.
So the thing that I was served, like the news that I was served, was like that Machine Gun Kelly cheated on her and had a couple times, but like now she's pregnant, and so it was like final straw for her. And then her ex, who's also the father of her kids, was just like, I'm really sad for her. Like, I know everyone was really excited about the baby. Like, this is a really unfortunate situation. And I just thought, who's the girl? Because she knows that Megan is pregnant, and they made me really sad.
There's so many situations like that where someone in the public eye cheats on their significant other, and it's like, they know that this person is taken, but they're still pursuing them.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, it made me, this one I think is really good. It made me sad.
I saw a TikTok of this girl telling a story about how her and her boyfriend went out with friends. She went to the bathroom and her boyfriend waited for her outside the bathroom and held her purse. And this girl came up to him and was like flirting with him, blah, blah, blah. Or like asked if she could buy him a drink. And he was like, sorry, I have a girlfriend. And she was like, what she doesn't know won't hurt her. And he's like, I'm literally holding her purse. I have a girlfriend. Like, I was like, you are a bad girl.
What an off-putting response, too. Like, that's not doing what you think it's doing.
And then the girlfriend, he told the girlfriend when she came out of the bathroom, and she went up to that girl and was like, that what you just did is not cool. And the girl was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're like being a bitch, blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, okay.
Well, I just think it's like, okay, so let's say you go up to a guy and you're like, well, what she doesn't know won't kill her. Okay, is that the kind of guy you want? Do you want the kind of guy that just like is like, you're right? Like, no.
Like, what's the saying?
He'll do it for you. He'll do it to you.
Yeah, or like you lose them how you get them, or you get them how you lose them, or something, or you get them how something like that. Like if
you lose them how you got them.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you got him that way, it's well, I think that a lot of people are saying it about the Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds situation of like he met Blake on a movie while he was with Scarlett, and people are like, well, he's worried about her being with her having feelings for Justin because he's done that to somebody. It's just kind of like, well.
Well, and Blake
Nice.
knew Ryan was married when she started talking to him.
Yeah, and yes, I think that Blake actually really broke girl code with Taylor Swift too, using her. Like, I think that using somebody as weaponizing them for your benefit against somebody else without their consent, I do think is bad business.
Totally. The next one is never put your friends down to seem cool.
So this one reminds me of like the one that had said like advocate for them at a table, and there was this saying, oh, I meant to pull it up, but it was like your true friends are the ones that they speak up for you when you're not at the table or whatever it is.
Yeah, like there was a TikTok. It was like if a girl's talking shit to you about your best friend, one, stick up for them, but two, this girl shouldn't ever even think it's okay to talk shit about your best friend to you because she knows that you would never put up with it. And I was like, that's actually so valid.
Yeah, and I think too it also goes for the saying of like if they're talking about people to you, they're talking about you.
Yeah, I remember in high school, one of my best friends at the time, she used to always put me down in front of guys to make herself look cooler, and it hurt my feelings so much. Like, I would go home and like talk to my mom about it, about how sad it made me, and it was always to just get guys' attention. And I would just like sit there and be like, why is my best friend literally tearing me apart to show off in front of these guys?
People, they mistake it in their minds, right? Like they think that putting someone down makes them seem like stand taller, but what really makes you stand taller is if you're the kind of friend that shows up and like lifts up your friend, that actually lifts you up because it's like, oh, she's a girl's girl. Like she's going to talk positive about you.
Yeah. No, it's so sad when you see that.
It was celebrate their success. That's what I had grouped together with don't put your friend down to seem cool. It's like, I think you think about the table situation, and if you got up from the table, think about the people who would ride harder for you because you were gone.
Yeah, celebrate your friend's success is so important and so huge. Like, I love when I see friends celebrating other friends' success, especially at this age when it can be really hard because everyone's kind of going through it, not really know what's going on in life. And I know you can, and I can confidently say like our closest friends like support the crap out of what we do. And I'm just like, like that is true friendship.
No question, it is such true friendship. And it's also like, I think, but because I think the opposite of it is like competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the second you bring competition into it, it gets into like envy land, right? Like it's like jealousy land, which we used to always talk about is where people, their egos get in the way, and that really gets in the way of friendship.
Yeah, it's like when we talked about how you and I have stayed doing this podcast without, because like so many female duos break up, and it's like because we've never allowed each other's successes to get or let our egos get in the way, or we always celebrate each other's successes. Like we don't take that road of, oh, she's getting success, well, I can't stand her anymore mentality.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think that's like a priceless thing to find. But I think it's good to establish it up front. Like Shannon Ford and Taylor Monaco come to mind with this. And it's like they're always like riding for each other so hard no matter what's happening.
I love their
think,
friendship.
I like love their friendship, and they do like different things, and like one's a mom, and well, actually Shannon's pregnant, so now they're both going to be a mom, which is exciting. But like, I do really think that if you establish it, it's like it's as precious as gold, because other than that, people are so competitive, and then it can be so catty.
Yeah. It's hard to find a friend that will celebrate your success.
Yeah, it's there was something else I was going to say about it, but of course it's left my mind.
Was it show up big to important things? I think you added that one.
Oh, I did add that one because I think, okay, so this one I want to explain further, but I think it's like for your birthday, for example, right? When it like, it's not like you just show up. You like bring a gift. You show up in the attire that you're supposed to. Like if we're dressing up, we're like dressing up. You're the first to go and like the last to leave. And I also think about it too, like when, for example, like when I brought Harrison's mom to a recording, you like sit and you talk to that person because you know they're important to them. And I think like that's how you be a girl's girl and like go the extra mile.
Yeah, and like you take pictures, like you grab the birthday girl's phone and be like, no, I'm gonna take the pictures of you all night, and you like get her with all her angles. You make sure she looks good. You make sure everyone has their drinks. You spark up conversation with the people who maybe don't feel like they know everyone there. Like you almost like stand in and host for the birthday girl.
That's a really good one. Like you talk to the people that might not know other people and like take the pressure off them. Like you be the friend to them that you would want somebody to be to you.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good one. We talked about defend them in their absence.
That's the one I was looking for with the table. Yes, that's it. That there finally.
I love that one. And I think you added this one too. Use something against them. Use something against them they told you on a good day. Oh,
this is the first one. I was like, I thought I wrote it somewhere. Yeah, that's the first one I said.
I love that one. That's a really great one.
There's nothing worse. That to me, oh man, gets me.
Okay, so now we have 3 questionable ones to discuss. So the first one is, does girl code get broken when you are married or in a serious relationship / can you ask someone married not to tell their spouse? So like if I was like, Alex, I have to tell you a secret, like, are you allowed to tell Harrison, or is that breaking girl code? Like that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I think we should do this in 2 parts. So the reason I added the can you ask somebody not to tell their spouse is like, do you think it's right for me to ask you to not tell Pete? Or does that put you in between a rock and a hard spot? Because I think the decision is yours to make. I think if you're telling somebody something and they have a very serious significant other, a baby daddy like I have, or a husband, I think you're putting them in a tough spot asking them to know something and not tell that person.
I agree. I almost feel like when you have a very serious partner or are married, they almost become an extension of you. And I mean, like, I tell Pete everything. Like, he's my other half. Like, I live with him. I spend every day with him. And I tell him because I trust him. I know in my heart that anything I tell him, he will never tell. So I wouldn't, like, if I found out my best friend told her husband or fiance, like, I wouldn't be upset because I'm like, how could I ask you to keep something from your partner?
Yeah, so I made the decision, I remember very early on when my friends started getting married, that anything I told them, they were always allowed to tell their significant other. And I usually prefaced, though, like, so I would say to you, like, of course you can tell Pete, can you please just do me a favor and make sure Pete knows, like, this has to stay in the vault.
Yeah.
And of course you would, and of course he would, blah, blah, blah. But, like, there's no world where I would say to you, like, you can't tell Pete this, because then I'm putting you in, like, a hard spot in your relationship, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree. I like that you added the can you ask someone married not to tell their spouse? Because that's crazy, especially, like, yeah, especially when you become married or have like a child with them, I just can't imagine a world where you're not telling your partner everything.
Yeah, and then I think even if you said, please don't tell your partner, and they told their partner, I don't think you can be mad. I don't think we get to ask people not to tell them things.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're younger and you tell your mom everything. Like, you can't ask me, like when I'm in like a middle school, you can't tell me not to tell my mom something.
Exactly. It's like so true. It's the exact same thing. Yeah, I always think that one's juicy.
Okay, so I think we've talked about this before, but this one is a very controversial one that I saw. If your friend hates someone, does that mean you hate them too?
Okay, I know my take back in the day.
Okay, what was it back in the day?
It was if just because your friend hates somebody does not mean you have to hate that person.
And that's still your take today?
No, I'm torn on it, actually.
I think for me, it depends on the reasoning. Like, if this person hurt my friend, I would also dislike them. But if the reasoning was like petty or not right, I don't think, like, I wouldn't interact and be like best friends with them, but I don't think I need to hate them.
So I agree. I don't think in any world that I could hate somebody on behalf of somebody else, but like there's a couple people in this world who, if they really had a real problem with someone, I could of course go to a group dinner with them and exist with them and be friendly with them, XYZ, but like we're not taking selfies in the corner, we're not hanging out one-on-one. Like I do think there's appropriate boundaries for your ride or dies that you can draw.
Yeah, like I don't need to unfollow them on social media, but you best believe I won't be texting them one-on-one, hanging out with them one-on-one, like anything like that. I also, too, it depends on like when they were grandfathered in. Like if I was friends with them first and then you decided to hate them, I can't just like stop being friends with them when I was their friend first. Like I remember that happened a lot in high school where a girl, like my best friend would stop liking a girl, but I'm like, I've been friends with this girl for 10 years. Like, and you guys are only fighting over something catty in high school. Like you can't ask me to not be friends with them anymore.
Right, like defriend them now on your behalf is like, then it's obvious. I viewed it more like when we move to a new city or something, or like you make new friends. If somebody doesn't get along with one person, I do think then you can honor it. But I like what you're saying. Like it does depend on when it happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like if we move to a new city and like let's say you had an arch nemesis and I like moved to California and became best friends with her, like that would be so messed up.
See, that would be weird. That's where it's like, I think if I did have that and she lived in California and you moved to California, I do think like, of course you can go to group dinners and things with her, but like, I don't want to see your story where like just the two of you are taking selfies. Like I would feel slighted then.
Right? I know. I feel like this happened, but I can't like, for some reason the story is like going blank in my head where I feel like a friend did that to me. She became really good friends with oh, no. I don't know. I like can't. Do you know sometimes your memories, like, you're like, did I watch this? Did this actually happen to me? Was this a book? Like, that's happening in my brain right now. And I'm like, I feel like one of my friends started hanging out with a girl I didn't like, and it made me really uncomfortable. But I can't think of it.
That's funny. I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I'm trying to think if I remember you telling me this story, and I don't.
Like, I know when I talked about my friend breakup with, like, my crazy friend, how a lot of my friends still stayed friends with her, even though I was, like, fully broken up with her, and that made me really uncomfortable. But I, like, couldn't ask them to stop being friends with her because they have to make that decision on their own because they were all friends first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then you just wonder, like, when they're all together, like, are you getting brought up? And it just makes you feel uneasy.
Yeah. The next one is use something against, or sorry, that's a different list. The next one is unfollow your friends' exes on social media.
Do you do that?
I don't think so. Like, I can't really think of anyone where I care about them enough to remember. Like, if I see them post, I'll be like, I don't really want to see their face anymore. I'll unfollow. But, like, I just, like, it hasn't been so long where a friend, her fiance broke up, I would unfollow him. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's for me, it's not so, like, malicious as it is just like, oh, I have no reason to keep following them actually at this point anymore. Like, they're going to date somebody new. Like, we're going to be so far separated that, like, that's where I think it's fine to unfollow them. I typically mute those people, though.
Yeah, same.
Just because I'm like, oh, I don't even need to see it. But unfollow feels like a little aggressive.
I agree. Yeah.
Now, unless it was bad blood breakup and they're like, no, if we need to unfollow, like, I'm down.
Yeah. I just feel like I haven't had any friends go through breakups in so long, or like any bad breakups. Like if it's an amicable breakup, I'm like, this is kind of dramatic. But like if it's like he did me so dirty, he cheated on me, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you. I'll unfollow him. Yeah,
like I'm with you. I don't have any situations like this that I can actually think of. The only one I could think of was somebody popped up and I was like, oh my God, my friend dated him like years ago. Why do I still follow him? And then I think I muted him.
Yeah, I agree. Should we quick finish off by answering our Am I the Asshole Girl code submissions?
Yes.
So we had people DM us their Am I the asshole? Girl code submissions asking us if we think that they broke girl code in this scenario.
Do you want to do the first one because it's shorter?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Submission number 1. I went to high school with this girl. She was super sweet and we got along great. We played on the same team and liked all the same things. I graduated 3 years ago and just started talking to her ex-boyfriend of 2 months. They broke up almost 3 months ago. She's pissed. They're still friends and coworkers, and there was really no bad blood until she found out about me. Did I break girl code? I mean, it's hard because it's like, are you, like, if you're good friends with this girl, yes, but I can't really understand the dynamic of their friendship.
I agree. It's a little unclear. Like, she was super sweet. We got along great. I graduated 3 years ago, but what happened in the 3 years?
Yeah.
Do you hang out socially? Like, does she have your phone number? Let's assume they hang out socially and they have each other's phone number. What do you think?
Then yeah, I think that's weird. That is breaking girl code.
I agree. It was her ex-boyfriend of 2 months. I think that maybe you could have shot her a text message letting her know.
Like, in those 3 years, did you guys keep in contact at all? If like there was no contact for 3 years, I don't think that's weird. But if there was contact within those 3 years, then I think that's weird.
I agree. There just wasn't a lot of time in between the breakup.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what happened in the 3 years. Like, if you just went to high school with her and she's a girl you know that you say hi to in passing, like, then I don't think that's that weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Submission number 2.
Okay. I'm a 21F, and my hometown friends, a mix of male and female, got together to go out for the first time on New Year's Eve. We've been friends since we were around 11. One of my best friends came to visit from Florida and brought some college friends to celebrate with us. While we were out, there was a lot of flirting between one of my guy friends and a girl from Florida. He has a girlfriend, but we didn't think much of it. After some time at the bars, we realized that he and the girl from Florida were both gone. The next day, he told our friend that they hooked up but didn't go far because he was drunk. We talked to our guy friend, the one who allegedly hooked up with her, and he had no recollection of it. None of us are sure whether we should tell his girlfriend, mainly because we don't know her, and she lives across the country. In the end, we decided not to say anything because we didn't feel like it was our place, especially since we weren't really sure what happened, and he had been our friend for over 10 years. We assumed he'd tell her, but he didn't. She ended up finding out from someone else. Did we break girl code for not telling his girlfriend?
In my opinion, I feel like that they've been friends with for 10 years, but I think the girl who hooked up with the guy did break girl code because she knew he had a girlfriend, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I think the listener submission girl has to ask herself, the code she would have broken is if she would have told the girlfriend, she would have broken friend code with the guy. Like 10 years of friendship, like it would be a bit odd if you reached out to his girlfriend that you don't know that well and just like threw him under the bus.
Yeah. But like, ladies, if a guy is taken, stay away from them.
Yeah, the girl that broke the girl code, you're right, is not the girl writing in. Like, her hands were kind of tied.
Yeah, like put yourself in your shoes, and how would you feel if your boyfriend was out and a girl came up and started flirting with them or making out with them? Like, that would destroy you. So don't do it to another girl.
Yeah, and I wonder how she ended up finding out. Huh.
Right?
Yeah, interesting.
Number 3?
Okay. My college best friend, Adeline, and I did everything together. She lived with her boyfriend, Daniel, and I often spent the night at their apartment after nights out since we were all together a lot. One night, I had to close at the restaurant where I worked, so I was late to join them. When I walked into the bar, I didn't see Adeline at first, but Daniel was right inside. He knew I wasn't 21 at the time, I was 20, so he asked what I wanted to drink. I offered to Venmo him for it, but he said it wasn't a big deal since he had a tab. I grabbed my drink and went to find Adeline. When I found her, she was crying. Turns out she and Daniel had been fighting, but I didn't think much of it. The guy I often spent the night with after the bars, Braden, happened to live a few townhouses down from Adeline and Daniel. So when we were drunk and ready to go home, I went back with Adeline, but then walked over to Braden's house. Once there, I realized my stuff was still at Adeline's place, so I called her to ask if I could come and grab some clothes to sleep in. When I got to their townhouse, Daniel was outside and stopped me. He tried to kiss me and said, "I wish Adeline was like you. I think of you all the time and compare her to you constantly." I told him he was drunk and that I needed to go. I didn't even go inside. I just went back to Braden's. Daniel kept blowing up my phone with apologies, but one texted, I just wish she was like you." I ignored it and deleted the text messages. They ended up breaking up. but they broke up a lot. I didn't tell Adeline because I was focused on being her friend and helping her through it. Later, she went through Daniel's Apple Watch looking for the text and found a text message because he hadn't deleted it. She immediately came at me, calling me the worst, etc. She was my best friend. I had no interest in him and honestly thought he was just drunk. I didn't do anything, and they were already on the verge of breaking up. I felt like telling her would have just been adding fuel to the fire. We never spoke again. Did I break girl code for not telling her what Daniel said to me? That is such a good listener submission.
Right? What do you think?
My heart breaks for her because I know what she was trying to do. She was not trying to make it worse. It's also the most awkward thing in the world when you tell somebody that their boyfriend likes you. That is an awful position to be in. And it's like, I don't want to say she broke girl code because she was like just trying to pretend like it didn't happen. Like they had their own issues and they were going to break up anyways. But unfortunately, you do always have to assume that the text message will be read, and you have to tell your friend. But like, I feel for her because I know that's really hard and really awkward, but you have to tell your friend.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, it is breaking girl code because like you should tell your friend if their boyfriend, I mean, that's emotionally cheating in my book. And also too, like, wouldn't you, like, you don't want your friend to ever get back with this guy. So as hard as and uncomfortable the conversation will be, like, you gotta tell your friend and be like, your boyfriend has said some really inappropriate things here. The text, I just want to let you know, I didn't say anything back, but like, this is the guy that you're dating.
And I think in this scenario, it's too bad that it ended in them not talking because she's obviously a good friend. Like she did leave immediately. She did be there for her friend. She never talked to him. She told him, like, she did do all the right things. She just should have screenshotted it immediately the next morning, sent it to him, like, guys, leave me the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
Like, don't send me text messages like this. This is my best friend. Like, guys, don't do this to me. But I do hope that they can be friends again because I do think both their hearts were in the right place.
Yeah, I know. That's sad that they never spoke again.
Yeah, I hope it can be a silly thing that they laugh about later. And I hope that the girlfriend, I hope Adeline can see she was trying to protect her. And I hope she can see that she, in turn, trying to protect her, ended up ultimately hurting her. But you have to tell her.
Yeah, I agree. But those were good submissions.
They were great. That last one broke my heart.
Okay. Well, on that note, I think if you're listening to this episode and you're questioning girl code, you should rethink how you are as a friend.
Yeah, it's like a good little check, like, and a good little
check.
thought starter.
Yeah. And also, too, it's a good way to evaluate your friends. Like, hey, are my friends, like, respecting girl code with me?
Right. No question.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well.
Okay, we love you guys. Hey, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So, AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.